Not not fine. Rahul Rahul Bijagare, correct? Rahul is there. Chetan, Pooja, Aditya, Kanika, Saurabh, Komal, and Sagar. Hope everybody is fine. Sagar has gone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So hope all had your breakfast, everything set for the session, right? So I'll just immediately start without wasting your time because your time is also precious, right? So you all got your seat allocation, center allocation, I hope. Huh? Is it? Did you all get your desired centers? The center you were looking for your
Yes,
P.
ma'am.
Okay. So happy, correct? All right. So let your happiness continue. Okay. May you get all the center, the course, the best teachers you have, you would like to work with. Hope you are blessed with all these things. So we'll just start off. Yesterday, we stopped with algorithm, correct? We have seen how to write an algorithm, basic um, characteristics, the basic example to illustrate the working of algorithm, correct? So I had given you some questions also yesterday. So keep that the algorithm for those questions ready with you. Okay, we are going to work on flow chart today. I'll just share you my presentation. So keep listening. In between, if you want to ask something, you're always welcome. Okay. So today will be the last session for algorithm and flowchart. Tomorrow onwards, your session on C programming, basics of C programming start. So without missing it, join on time, utilize because programming is what you require throughout the course, right? So you will be able to, if you're attending these kind of pre-sessions, it's a 1 hour, matter of 1 hour. It is going to give you a very strong base. Okay. So please prepare to attend it. Meanwhile, let me just share my screen, my presentation. Are you able to see my presentation, the PPT?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today we'll be working on flowcharts. Actually, some more to join. There are some more. I think Aman is there. Bhanu Prakash, right? They all will be joining. I hope they were all regular people like you. Okay. So flowchart algorithm we have seen that yesterday, like step by step procedure, right? We are working with, we are the problem we are going to solve, that's a solution, right? We travel from problem to solution. Right? So in between this problem and solution, we need to we need to follow some steps. The sequential steps, we call it as algorithm. Algorithm is actually a verbal explanation or verbal, you are depicting the steps in verbal form. You are giving the steps in verbal form. Correct? So, the same thing, to make it more illustrative, to make it more clear, you can go for diagrammatic presentation. Okay, diagrammatic representation of the same steps. So that is what is called as flow chart. Okay, as the name indicate, flow chart means how you flow from one step to another so that you reach the solution. Okay, so the connections between different steps, actually it's a, as I told you, it's a graphic representation, graphical representation. Okay, so by definition you can say flowchart as it's a graphical representation of a process. Okay, what process? If you want to add two numbers, addition is a process. Okay, or process or algorithm. It can algorithm means it's already steps are given. Everything is there. Process is also meaning the steps that you adopt to find the solution. Correct. So it's a graphical representation. Why do you call it as graphical representation? Because you can make use of some symbol, some shape, some arrows, okay, to indicate what is the kind of, well, is it an input, is it a process, is it a checking, All those things can be clearly see when you're writing it verbally using in algorithm. You need to read and understand. Okay, this is a process. This is the input. This is checking, condition checking. This is the end of it. You need to read and understand. But when it comes to flow chart, it gives you the it we have to use different symbols and shapes. By seeing the shape itself, we'll come to a conclusion. Okay, this is processing, this is for something to take input. Okay, so we go for graphical representation. Okay, pictorial representation. uh, See, when you see, when I explain things without having this presentation, I'm just simply giving I'm just giving you some narration. Okay, I'm not using any. Imagine that I'm not using any kind of presentation. I'm just simply verbally explaining technical things. You have to do the steps in this way. You have to do the algorithm in that way. I'm just simply explaining it to you. Okay, so that is one way of teaching. The other way is I can draw pictures and I can show you how these steps are connected in using some pictures. Okay, so how do you feel when you just simply listen to the verbal explanation, or when you listen to the pictorial the explanation using pictures? How do you feel when you listen to these two kinds of explanation? So obviously, when you use pictures to represent something, that actually, stay long in our mind, right? We are able to grasp things very easily. The same thing applies to flowchart also. You can, it gives more precise way of, reaching a solution. Okay. So that is a flowchart, graphical representation of a process or algorithm. Clear? Hope the definition is there in your mind. Can you just say it yourself? A flowchart is a graphical representation of a process or an algorithm. Clear now? Okay, now what is the peculiarity of this? This makes use of symbols, shapes, and arrows to illustrate the steps and flow of a sequence. Okay, so how the flow goes from one step to what is the previous step, what is the next step. Okay, that flow from one step to another can be illustrated using all these symbols, shapes, and arrows. Okay, and once when we are using arrows, we know, okay, what is the flow of a sequence. Okay, the flow of a sequence, I'll explain you in the next example. Okay, what is actually the sequence, what is the flow of a sequence and all. So it also shows the logic of an algorithm. Okay, and it emphasizes. This is actually considered as an additional point. That is why I haven't given it in the bold, in bold. Okay, so it's enough if you can study this much. It's always, when you learn a concept, yeah, whatever you learn, whether it is anything, any concept you when you get, it's always better to identify what is that concept about. Okay, whether you, even if it is, you might have heard ChatGPT, right? Have you used ChatGPT? Many times, right? So actually, this definition is given by ChatGPT. Okay, so we have to move with the trend. We have to go with the flow, correct? So if if there is ChatGPT, Google also has introduced AI based, the equivalent competitor for ChatGPT. Have you gone through it? What is that called? Google's version of ChatGPT. It's called BART, BART API, BART. Okay, try that also. So uh, you ask anything to ChatGPT. Okay, even if you feel desperate, you say, ask some queries to ChatGPT. What is the reason for feeling desperate? How to come out of this? It will give you suggestion. Okay, I didn't say that you should listen to it and follow accordingly. It will give you some suggestion. So when you feel like boring out of studies and all, you just chat with the chat GPT, but ask your questions, ask your doubts, you'll get answers. Okay, all right. So what I'm saying is, you just need to learn this bold one. Okay, this is the actual definition. These are the additional points about it. Okay. Now we have seen that symbols, shapes, and arrows are there in the flowchart. So I'm just quickly giving you, there are so many symbols, okay, that which you will be learning during your week 0 session if you are joining CDAC Trivandrum or Kochi for your PG DAC course. Okay, I'm not sure about the other centers. So we'll be having a week 0 preparatory class where you will be given in-depth, session on all these things. Okay, so basic symbols I'll show you. Okay, so as you know, there is always a starting point and an end point in an algorithm. Same thing applicable to flowchart also. So this oval shaped symbol shows you that you are going to start your flowchart or you're going to end it. Okay, so then if you want to get any input from user, okay, you have to use this particular symbol. Okay, parallelogram. Okay, hope you are able to identify these two, rectangle and parallelogram. When you just twist your rectangle to a little side, that is called the parallelogram, correct? Okay, I know you are aware of it. I just simply said, okay. Then parallelogram. So whenever you want to get the input, okay, from user, when you want to perform an input operation, you write get ABC, okay, in this parallelogram kind of symbol. Then there is a rectangle which denotes the process to be carried out. If you want to do addition, multiplication, area calculation, whatever logic, okay, whatever logic you want to implement, the process should be defined, should be mentioned within this rectangle. Okay. So why this is given when you are algorithm, see when you are put into projects and when you get your job, when you are put into some development project, sometimes you will be, you will be included in the every stage of the project right from the system study. Okay, so you will have to define, you will have to define all the process that are coming as part of your project. So you will be asked to write the algorithm, you will be asked to write the flowchart, or maybe the wireframe. So many things are there, okay, which you learn later. So if you are asked to write a flowchart or algorithm, you have to write it in such a way that when somebody else, some team members of your same project teams come across your flowchart, they should be able to diagnose, okay, what have you written it? That is why there is a common pattern in writing flowchart. Got it? So your flowchart is not meant for you alone. It can be used by anybody else. So there should be a common format of writing things. That is why we have a standard flowchart symbols. Okay. So whenever you write your logic, see when you get promoted to another post, maybe project manager post and all, you won't be using these kind of thing. Okay. You will be just managing things. Or when you feel like, okay, you have a better option, you want to jump to another organization. Again, your flowchart will be utilized by somebody else, will be utilized or will have to be referred to at times. Okay, in that case, the new person shouldn't be embarrassed to see your flowchart. That is why we have a standard way of representing. So whoever is checking your flowchart, they comes to know, okay, you are getting such and such input, and this is the project in process flow of the project. Okay, that is why we have a set of flowchart symbols which will be uniformly it's a standard way of defining flowchart. So when you have common symbols, it is easy for it can be used on a universal basis. Okay, then see, there will be different cases in your program where you will have to make a checking. See, yesterday I have given you, actually I gave you an example to write algorithm, right? What was that? To calculate the largest number of the three, right? So hope you have given that. So how did you start with, suppose x, y, z, three numbers. Is x greater than y? That's the first thing we need to check. So we have to take a decision there. Is x greater than y? Yes or no? Correct? We need to take a decision. So if x is greater than y, then obviously y is not the largest number. That option is gone. Now x and z remains. Correct? So you will have to make decision based on some condition. Okay, so for that cases, whenever you want to take a decision, whenever you want to represent a decision making process, you have to use this diamond shape symbol. Okay, correct. All right. Then if you want to denote a kind of output operation, you can go for this. Okay, even same operation for input and output may be used. Okay, And if you want to indicate how the process flow goes, how the logic of the program flows, you can use the arrow. Okay, these are very few symbols that are commonly used for flowchart representation. I've given you only the basic things. Okay, so many are there which you will come across if you are joining our week 0 classes for your PG DAC. Okay, all right. So see you all there with the more details. Will let us proceed with the current topic. Any doubts so far? Let me know. Any doubts so far? I just want to see your face, so I have stopped the presentation. Yeah, any doubts? Are you all following? Rahul, thank you so much for being on your camera. It shows your seriousness and attitude. Keep it up. Okay, fine. So anybody having any doubt, shall we continue? I think we have just discussed very simple things, right? Okay, so there is no scope for doubt also. Great. So we'll just continue with some examples. Okay, let me just share it back. When I share the screen, I won't be able to see you. So always when seeing your face and taking class, it has more effect. Hope you're able to see the presentation. I'm moving on to next slide, okay? Now I want to tell you one thing. What is that? See, in a program, I'll just share you a notepad and we'll write some steps. Okay. See, can you give me the algorithm to add two numbers? What's the step one? I'll write one. When you write, you have to use step one. Okay. Or I'll write in that way itself. Step one. Okay. So it is obviously start. Right? What is step two? We need to get the input. We are going to do the addition. Okay. So get num1 and num2 from user. Okay. So before that, for you to have an idea, what I'll do is I'll just keep the question here. Get any two numbers from user and calculate its sum. Calculate the sum. That is enough. Okay. And what are we supposed to do? Write an algorithm. There will be typo. Okay. Write an algorithm to get any two numbers from user and calculate the sum. Okay. So I'll keep it in this way. Okay. Fine. So get two numbers, number one and number one and number two from user. What is step three? Calculate sum equals num1 plus num2. Simple. Okay. Then step four it is print the sum, right? Print the sum. Step 5 top. Now, my question is, when we hope you're able to see the steps, right? When in this algorithm, can you identify the flow of execution of steps? How will be the flow? Will it continue from 1 to 5 or will it skip any of the step? How the flow goes? Can somebody tell me?
1 to 5.
1 to 5, all the steps will be executed in the order given. Correct? Is that correct? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here all the steps from 1 to 5 will be executed when converted into program. Okay. But these steps are required. 1 to 5 will be executed. Okay. in the order given. That is the peculiarity of it, in the order given. So which means that here all the steps from 1 to 5 will be executed, no exemption for any of the step. That also in the order given. Okay, the order of the statements are also considered. First statement first, then second, then third, fourth, and then fifth. Okay, so when you have such programs, okay, we call it as sequential execution. Sequential execution. What do you mean by sequential execution? Sequence. Sequential. Step by step.
Step by step execution.
That is called every execution is step by step only, right? What is the peculiarity of sequential execution? This is important. All the steps. Okay,
One by one.
all the steps from begin to end. That is the first thing. Okay, you have to note down. Sequential execution means all the steps from begin to end will be executed. Point number 1. Okay, and point number 2 is, what is the second point? Sequential execution, second point is in the order given, not in any random order. Okay, first step first, nth step at the nth time. Okay, so that means every step will be executed in the order given. That is what is called the sequential execution. So both these points are important. Got it? So sequential execution means the complete statements in the program, or all the complete steps we will say. We don't say statements because it will confuse you later. Okay, that all will be discussed when your programs are there. As of now, we'll go for steps. The complete steps from start to stop will be executed in the order given. Both the points are important for sequential execution. Hope that is clear to you. Yeah, sequential execution is clear, all of you? Any doubt? Let me know. Any doubt? I'm not able to see your, the screen. If you have put something in the chat, it will be difficult for me. Okay, it's clear. Komal, it would be appreciated if you can, unmute yourself and speak. Okay. Huh? Because these are basic sessions, so you can confidently speak. There is nothing complicated being discussed here, and we do not know whether we'll be meeting again in the in due course of time. Correct? If you are planning to join some other centers, we won't be meeting at all. So definitely everybody can confidently ask your doubts. You may not see each other maybe after this pre-PG session is over, so you don't have to hesitate. Okay, fine. So this is called sequential execution. We have given, if I want to check whether a particular number is odd or even, can you give me the algorithm for that? Write an algorithm to check if the given number, okay, is odd or even. What will be the algorithm for this? Tell me, guys, quickly. Step 1. Who is going to tell me the step 1? Come on. Step 1 is always start, correct? Yeah. Next, step 2. Yesterday, as I got so many responses. Today, what happened? You didn't get your favorite breakfast? Huh? Is it so? Some people fight for their food. Even I used to do. Okay, when I don't get my food, at least at times, okay, I feel, what is this, Amma? Give me something that I like, right? So, did you had any fight with your, parents at home for not giving your favorite food? Is it so? Why so dull? Nobody's, speaking out. Just say something, okay, so that the class, you yourself will relax when you speak. Okay, what's step 2?
Declare the number.
Correct. Okay. We'll get the number from user. Fine. Okay. Thanks. Who said that?
Me, ma'am. Rahul.
Rahul, thank you so much. Get the number from user. The best way to energize yourself, to speak. You speak to somebody. Okay, so you feel energetic. Step 3. What is step 3? I got the number from user. I need to check whether it is an odd or even. Yeah.
Check the condition.
Check. You have to specify. It should be definite. The algorithm steps should be definite. Means you have to clearly say what you're going to do. Okay. Check if the number is greater than 0.
0.
It's odd or even, right? Make it more. I'll go for odd or even is just division by 0 only. I'll go for positive or negative. So that algorithm will be simple. Okay. Positive or negative. And I think it was there in your assignment also. Actually, that question was there in my, that is why I gone for this. Okay. Otherwise, it should be division by 2. Okay. You can do that also. So check if the number is greater than 0. If yes,
0.
if yes, something. Okay. If yes, we'll go for to next step. Step 4. Print the given number is, the number is positive.
Positive.
Okay. Step 5. Print the number is negative. Negative. So if yes, what you have to do? Go to step
4.
4. Else, go to step
5.
5. Correct. And then we stop here. Sorry. Step 5. Step 6. It does stop.
Stop.
Okay. Now tell me, in which order the steps will be executed? In which order?
Start to last. 1 to 6.
1 to 6, all the steps will be executed. Check it again.
Sequential.
Sequential.
Is it sequential?
Sequential.
Will step 4 and 5 always get executed? Will it get executed always?
No.
No, ma'am.
No, definitely no. So step 1, 2, 3, then after 3, it could be
4 or 5.
4 or
be
5.
4 or 5. Correct? Then it executes 6. So 4 or 5 is not actually, we are not sure about whether it will execute 4 or 5. So either 4 will be executed or 5 will be executed, not both together. Correct? So 4 and 5 are mutually exclusive steps. Mutually exclusive means what? Mutually exclusive means what? If 4 executes, 5 will not be executed. Okay? Mutually exclusive steps, which means that either 4 will be executed or 5 will be executed. What is the reason? In step 3, we are performing a checking. What is that? If number is greater than 0. If it is greater than 0, only step 4 will be executed, step 5 will be skipped. No need of step 5 there. If it is yes, correct? And if it is less than 0, 4 is not required. Straight away it goes to 5 and then 6. Correct? So which means that does it get will all the statement get executed here? All the
No.
steps? No. Okay. So which all statement? How do you know which all statements will be executed? How do you know?
Depend upon number user.
Based
Number of
on the condition. Based on the condition, some steps will be executed, some steps will be ignored. Okay, right? All right. So that is called, similar to this. Here, steps, here, all the steps are not executed. Okay, based on the condition in step 3, either step 4 or step 5. Why I'm writing, so that you can, when you can read it, when you read multiple times, it gets registered in your mind. Okay, so whatever I'm typing, try to read it, okay, 2 to 3 times. Make sure that, okay, you got it. Okay, train your brain that, okay, these are the things. All right, all these are very basic thing, but on base, actually, other things are getting built up, right? Either step 4 or step 5 will be executed. Okay, either step 4 or step 5 will be executed, not both together, which means that 4 and 5 will not be executed together, right? Not both together. Is this concept clear to you? This is actually called as, conditional statements, or you can say conditional execution. What is the peculiarity here? There will be a condition. We need to take a decision. Decision making step will be there. In that decision making step, either some steps will be excluded. Okay, some steps will be ignored, and some other steps will be executed. Got it? Is the concept clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Only 2, 3,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
4, 5,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
6,
ma'am.
7. Thank you.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So this is what we are going to check. So you understood what is a sequential execution. You understood what is a conditional execution. Sure. Okay. Now let us see the flow chart. Okay. This is always required. Okay. This concept is always required. Now, and one more concept is there. I don't think we need to discuss it today. Okay. Will be checked later. So now you tell me, sequence control structure means what? This is how the flow chart for a sequence control structure. Control structure means how the flow will be controlled. Will all the steps will be executed sequentially? Will some of the statements will be ignored that way? Okay. So tell me here when you see this flow chart, what do you understand? Do not read the caption at all. Just see the flow chart, this picture alone. And I'll just put it in share presentation mode. Okay. Now seeing this flow chart, what do you infer? What idea you get from this? Tell me quickly. Quickly tell me what do you what things come to your mind when you see this picture? Nothing?
Multiple statement. It is multiple statement.
Anyway, in a program, there will be more than one statement. Anyway, 2 statements are there always, start and stop. So multiple statements, we don't need not say it explicitly. Okay, anyway, I take that into consideration. Next, anything else you are able to infer from this, seeing this picture?
All steps are followed.
Sequential flow.
Sequential flow. Okay, it shows sequential flow. See, there is no decision making things here. Statement to it, continuous arrows are given, which means that this is sequential statements. Okay, good. Any other, somebody was saying something else in between? Yeah, want to say something?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so whenever you see some flowchart of this type, you should remember that, okay, this is sequential flow is being followed, which means that all the statements will be executed in the order given. Okay, so make this picture clear in your mind, sequential execution. Shall I move to next slide? Okay, conditional statements. Conditional statement, sorry. Conditional statement. So conditional statement, we have seen that diamonds are there. Okay, diamonds are there. And diamonds is used whenever you want to make a decision. Whenever you want to make a decision, you use diamond. So seeing the flow chart, we'll be able to see, okay, this is a conditional, conditional statements are involved in this, which means that, okay, based on some condition, some statements will be executed, some statements will be ignored. Okay, if the condition, see the diamond, this diamond, either you can use the left and right side of the diamond, or you can use the, the these edges, okay, to represent or to represent the decision of your decision that you're going to make, a decision of the condition, whether yes or no. So yes means something should be executed, no means something should be executed. Okay, and finally end of it. See, can you connect our example? We have seen an example of what? This one, correct? Positive or negative. To check whether the given number is positive or negative. Correct? So now coming to this. You are giving, suppose the condition is input is n. So we are check what will be the condition here? N is greater than, let us take number 10. Okay, 10 is greater than 0. That will be the condition we will provide it here. So to which side it goes? Will it go to no side or will it go to yes side? 10 greater than 0. That is the condition.
Yes side.
Yes side it goes. So here we'll print 10 is positive. 10 is a positive number. So what happened to the no side? What will happen to the side?
Negative number.
This will
Negative
not be
number.
executed. This will
Not
not
executed.
be executed. Exactly. See, that is it. That is the peculiarity. This part is totally ignored.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
When we have yes, no part is totally ignored. When we have, suppose I give -3 as my input, which part will be executed? Yes side or no side?
No side.
No side. So it's a negative number. What will happen to yes side?
No.
Ignored. Got it? So that is the difference between sequential flow and this condition flow or selection. Different terminologies are there, guys. Okay. But the thing is, selection means based on conditions, some statements are selected. Okay. Or conditional statement, we can say. All right. So this is how it executes. Either yes part will be executed or no part. Not both together. Both are mutually exclusive statements. Okay, if yes part is execute, no part will be ignored. Clear, all of you? Any
Yes, ma'am.
confusion? Any confusion? Anybody?
Ma'am, there after the else and then statements, there is a circular shape symbol.
This is a connector,
What?
connectors. See whether it
Correct.
is next.
Okay.
Suppose this is a stop state. Here suppose we have a stop state. Next step is stop. So whether it is a negative number or if it is a positive number, it has to stop. Correct?
Yeah, understood. I just wanted to understand the name of it.
Okay, good. Okay,
Yeah. Thank
fine.
you.
We didn't discuss that. Any other doubt? Any other doubt?
Ma'am, is any possibility in programming while applying conditional statement, both condition will be applied in either this or this in any situation?
No, we need to take a decision. Okay, these are actually called decision statements also. We are going to take a decision, either yes or no. There is no diplomatic decision here. Okay, it could be we do not say it should be always yes. We don't say it is always no. It could be either yes or no. When we use either, what happened? Any one will be executed, not both. Correct? If you want to execute all the statements, we do not go for condition statements. You go for sequential. No worries. Okay, whenever we want a discrimination, whenever we want a difference between two set of statements, okay, based on our decision, we go for this conditional statement. Okay, no?
Yes.
Ma'am, if both the statements are getting executed, does it mean that there is a logical error in the condition that we have provided?
Obviously.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, that you will when you are doing programs, you'll come across many kind of scenario. All right, you will have more doubts. Okay, so as of now, remember, whenever hope you got the purpose of why we have conditional statements. Okay, when we want to take a decision, so that some part will be only if the decision is correct, or correct in the sense when the decision is something yes, something of that kind, as part will be executed, otherwise the other part, remaining part, will be executed. In no way both the statements are executed except in the case of a sequential structure. Okay, fine. So now I think we'll go for some example. This is a sample for how you write the flowchart. Okay, so I'll get the date of birth here for the time being. Actually, date of birth, you can take date, you can compare it with the system date and all. Okay, all those we can do. Also complicated things. We will start from the scratch. Slowly, we will advance to next level. Okay, so I want to get the year of birth, date of birth in terms of year from user and to calculate the age. Okay, so what are the steps? You read the age, calculate current year minus the birth year. Okay, calculate the age, display it. That's the end of it. So here I want to introduce how you write a flowchart. Okay, so begin is normally given with this kind of oval kind of shape, then parallelogram for getting input, rectangle for doing the process. What is the process here? We are calculating the age by considering the current year and the year given by the user. Okay, then once the age is calculated, display it. This is again read and display, input and output. Okay, and again in rectangle. Just see if you are clear with this flow chart. If you have any doubt.
When you displayed the slide for the symbols and their uses, there was a different symbol for the output statement. So why are we using the parallelogram here?
No, I told you this at that time itself. I told you the same parallelogram can be used for input and output. And in some of the references, you can see this symbol also indicating this again can be used for input or output. But generally, this is enough. This is also being used. Okay.
Then this hybrid symbol is used for input also?
At some references, you can see that also. But this will be more what you say, acceptable way. Okay.
Okay.
I know this the same doubt will be there. That is why I told when I shown you the slide, I told you maybe the same statement or same symbol may be used for the output also. Okay. Fine. Then now, hope this is clear to all of you. Shall we do some exercise? So hope you have your program algorithm ready with you with this example. Have you done the algorithm for this? Can you quickly work on the flowchart? I'll give you 2 minutes time. Now it is actually 10:49. I'll ask you by 10:51. I'll give you 2 minutes to finish off the algorithm. I mean, not algorithm, flowchart. Algorithm is already there now. You can quickly write a flowchart. And also, having done, if you have any doubt in writing the algorithm, you can ask me. But I'll give you maximum 2 minutes only. We need to discuss more. Okay, please work on this. If you want to share your screen, it's also possible. Okay. If it is done in your system or if it is done your pen and paper, no worries. I'm going to share you the the possible flowchart for the given question. You can compare it with what you have done. Okay. Or you need more time? Rahul done?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I think we'll continue. Okay. I'm just going to share you the sample flowchart I prepared for the same question. So read ABC or XYZ, whatever name you give to it. Actually, even ABC or XYZ shouldn't be used. When we use this kind of thing, it's always safe to use num1, num2, num3, so that later you won't get confused. Okay. So anyway, we are getting, we read 3 numbers from user. Okay. And we are checking what is the logic to get the largest of 3 numbers. We are comparing the first 2 numbers anyway, correct? So is A greater than B? Hmm? If it is A greater than B, for example, let me just take three numbers, 1 second. Okay, let me just take 2 numbers, 10, 20, 30. These are 3 numbers I get from user. My first condition is 10, okay, 10 greater than 20. Which part will be executed? Yes part or no part?
No part.
No part will be. So there is no possibility that A is going to be the largest. Okay, so this part totally you can ignore. Okay, fine. So this is, it's no. So what happened? No. So second step, right? What is the second step? Is B greater than C? So B greater than C. Which part will be executed?
No.
No part.
20 greater than 30. B greater than C. It won't execute the yes part, correct? Because 20 is not greater than 30, obviously, it will execute which part? The no part. Okay. So again, no. What is given? So which means that, so here A is out, ruled out. Okay. A is out or A is removed. Here B is not greater than C. So what happens? B is removed. So obviously what will be the answer? When it comes to no part, it will be C is the largest. Is it clear to you? You need to, do you want me to explain it again?
No, ma'am, it is clear now.
It's clear, no? Okay. If you want to see the with same example, let us see 30, 20, and 10, which means that A is 30, okay, B is 20, just for those who are having confusions. C is 20, C is 10. So here what happens? We are first condition. What's the first condition? 30 greater than 20, A greater than B. Yes, yes part or no part? It executes A greater than B, which means that 30 greater than 20. So yes part will be executed. So this no part is totally ignored. Okay. All right. So yes, if yes, what is to be checked next? So B is removed. Okay. So here B is removed. The condition is true. B is removed. So So no need to worry about B at all. Next we are checking whether A is yes part only. So A is greater than C. What is C here? 10. Okay. So what happened? A greater than C, which means that 30 is greater than 10. So it executes the yes part. So what happened? Simple. True, C is removed. 30 is the largest, which means that A is the largest number. Fine now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anybody having any doubt in this?
Ma'am, can we write multiple diagram means take just example, read ABC, then is A greater than B is first, then
No. A greater than B.
A greater than B is first flowchart. Then side by side, can we draw say second A greater than C like that?
We can do, which means that you are checking both the statement together, A greater than C. In this way you're asking, right?
Yes.
This is possible. This is possible. In
Miss,
normally when you do the programming, we can do it in this way.
we can write in parallel statement also.
We can give write that also, no worries.
Okay.
Anyway, the final our result of this decision making should be either yes or no. That's all.
Okay.
Okay, here if you give that, see, suppose this is my condition. Is A greater than B and A greater than C? So here what it returns, yes or no? Considering these are the values for A, B and C.
Yes.
In this case, both should, this is actually, there is a logical operation, which means that it's a next stage process, which means that if A greater than B and A greater than C, both should be yes, then the answer will be yes. Okay. See, for example, if C is 100. So what happens in this case?
It will be no.
It will be no. If any of the condition is no, then the total output will be no. Got it? So I don't want to make it complicated. That is why I have given you this simple example. But the doubt you ask is possible, provided it should give yes or no at the end. Okay. Then coming to next. What was the next question? Give the flow chart to calculate simple interest of a bank deposit. Okay. Simple, right? This will be the algorithm for that. Okay, PRN by 100. Check if you have any doubt on this. If you need any explanation on this, let me know. Okay. Hope there is no doubt. I'll share this presentation. Hope you got yesterday's PDF. I'll be sharing this in terms of PDF. Okay. A password also will be given along with that. You can use the password and you can open it. All right. Next will be, what was the next question? Another question is, give a flow chart to find the sum of two numbers. So see here, actually you were using, in this case, it is actually sequential execution. All the steps are executed. Here actually conditional expression, right? Some part will be ignored. Some statements will be ignored. Other statements will be executed. Okay. Simple interest also, this is sequential execution. There is no statement to be actually ignored in this. Next, we have example for flowchart to find the sum of two numbers. What is the flowchart? Get number 1, number 2, Sum is equal to number 1 plus number 2, print sum, end. No confusion, right? So that is also possible. Again, sequential flow of execution. Then last question, give a flow chart to check whether the given number is positive, negative or 0. This is again conditional statement, right? It makes use of conditional structures, decision making. So hope you have the algorithm with you. If you have the algorithm, here is your flow chart. What is that? Assign num to 0. This step is optional. Okay, assigning num 0 to num. You can say read num. Is num greater than 0? Read num means get the input from user. Is it greater than 0? If yes, then the number is positive. Then if it is positive, the process is over. You can straight away go to stop, which means that these intermediate steps will be ignored. Are you with me? Huh? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right. So if the number is, suppose the given number is -5, -5. Okay, I give the input as -5. I know I have given minus number, but the system has to check. System doesn't know what input user has given. So system will check whether -5 is greater than 0. Which part will be executed?
No part.
No part, obviously. So no part will be executed. So there it checks whether num is less than 0. Which part will be executed? Yes,
part.
number is negative, it is over. So this part is ignored and this 0 part also ignored. It prints negative and then it stops. And if I give 0 as the input, what happened? Is num greater than 0? No. Right? Is num, it is greater than 0, it executes no part. Then it checks whether his number is less than 0, it again executes no part. If it is not greater than 0, if it is not less than 0, obviously it is going to be 0 only, print 0. Only these parts are executed. All these, positive and negative parts are ignored. Fine with this?
Ma'am, can you please repeat the second step, that the explanation of second step, num arrow 0?
What is the input?
Number
Which number? Give me an example.
10.
Number 10. Okay. So what happens here? Actually, normally in programming, when you declare a variable, you can assign a default value, that is that this num equal to 0 is there. You can ignore this for the time being. Okay. You get the read num. Read num means you get the input from the user. Okay. So as per Kanika, Kanika got an input as number 10. So we are checking whether number 10 is greater than 0. So Kanika, tell me what will be executed, yes part or no part?
Yes part.
Yes part. So what happened? Print positive. This will be printed and then where the flow goes, check the arrow direction, it goes to stop.
Ma'am,
Okay.
that is okay, but I just wanted to understand the second step, that is num arrow 0. I didn't understand what does it mean.
This is not arrow, this is actually less than greater than operator. Num greater than 0, num less than 0. So in your case, you have given the input as 10. So what happened? It is greater than 0. So these part will be ignored.
No, ma'am, that condition comes later on. Can you display that flowchart again?
Flowchart. Okay. It is not shown. Okay. I think I stopped. Okay. Let me share it again. I thought I have been showing you the flowchart. See, here it is. I was actually,
Yes,
explaining.
ma'am, the conditions comes later on, but the second step in between start and read num.
this is what I said. This is normally when we declare a variable, we normally give an initial value to that variable. Okay. So that whenever that will be in the part of the, when you do programming, what happens is you can normally assign a default value. Assume that we are assigning 0. The meaning is only
So
this. We
I
are
can
providing-
read it as num equal to 0.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always safe to provide an initial value to any variable you define. That's all. In which cases you can assign. All that will be checked when programming. The execution part is explained. Programming languages are taken. Okay. So
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Now I understood.
for those who are having confusion, please ignore this step. This is not mandatory as far as algorithm or flowchart is concerned. Okay. Any other doubt? Anybody? So hope you got some idea about how you approach problem solving, how you start with algorithm and flowchart. Yeah? Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay. So I'll ask some random questions. If you are, during placement, they can to test how much pressure or what is the thought process going with you. They'll just simply they will ask you some simple questions. Simple, very simple question, just to check what is actually going through your mind, or how much you are able to cope up with the stress. Okay. So, whom should I ask the question? Let me know. Somebody should tell me, ma'am, please ask me, then only I'll ask them. Otherwise, I'll call out the names and they don't unmute. Right. I don't want to happen that. Simple. It can be as simple as what is your name and where you're from. Yeah. You're not interested? That's fine. We'll wind up, no worries. If you want to ask me some questions, some random question, not at all related to your algorithm, flowchart, PGDAC, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Ma'am, I want to ask rather than this. Can I?
Yeah, sure, please.
I got Kochi center.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And classes are start from 8 September. And how would I know that class will be conduct and which platform? It will be intimated from the Kochi center, or
It will be, all the information will be given to you. Okay, so by this, was it your first preference, Rahul?
first preference is Kochi, ma'am.
Okay, so which means that is confirmed. Okay, so you will, coordinator from Kochi will be communicating with you. The complete details that you want to know will be intimated to you. No worries on it.
Okay.
I think Munida madam has already joined. Madam, you want to say about it now or later?
Okay, can you please repeat, because I just joined, I missed the question, I believe.
Okay. Rahul, please.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
I got Kochi center. We already discussed on WhatsApp.
Yes, I remember. Yeah.
The classes are started from 8 September. Then how would I get intimation from your site? And
So basically, right now, let me share the things with all of you. Like right now, you have got only the first allotment. So maybe if Kochi is your first choice, then only you can assure Kochi Center as your study center, because there could be some changes in the second allotment. If you have some higher up centers are having some free seats, you may get allotted to that also, maybe in the second allotment. So once you paid the first installment, then only you are eligible for the automatic upgradation as well as for confirming the seat. Okay, so right now in the second allotment, if you are again getting Kochi itself, then Kochi is your study center. Otherwise, if you are getting some upgradation in your choices, you may be getting some other study center also. Okay. So that is
Okay.
the first, yeah, that is the first thing which everyone should know. Right now, whichever is allotted is not your final thing, but only the second allotment is the final one. Okay. And second thing is, you will get all the, like, once you are released with the second allotment list, we will also get all the students list, because right now we don't have the students list who are allotted to the center. As we are getting contacts